slash McClellanville. Okay, I took the SC out of the equation. The Real Estate Tomato changed theirs to Real Estate Tomato, but there's no dashes or hyphens or anything in there. And so that's what you were talking about, Dan. If you want to separate, like let's just say that it's called Dan Real Estate or something, you would put Dan dash Real dash Estate if you want. Or you could leave it. It allows you to capitalize, and you can do just like the Real Estate Tomato. Real Estate Tomato, and just capitalize those first letters, and that's a good technique as well. There's a really neat trick that that you can do for if you want to promote people using your page on mobile phones. You can let people know that they can send a text to 32665, that's FBook, with the words like and then whatever the name of your page is. So for instance, the Real Estate Tomatoes username is Real Estate Tomato. If you send a text to 32665 with the words like Real Estate Tomato, all one word, then you will subscribe to the Tomato. And every time we post something on our Facebook page, it sends you a text message with that message. And it does allow people to opt out, so it's not like you're not trapping people into this, and I can't see how you're going to really tick somebody off that chooses to do this. But mine's, again, I chose such a short little title of McClellanville. Somebody's just got to send this text to like McClellanville, and then they're subscribed. So maybe that's something that you can work on for a separate little project on marketing your fan page to in a print medium. Because again, if you can send somebody a link, then yeah, they're just going to click on it and go there. But maybe you print out, some flyers that go in a restaurant or something that says, do you like McClellanville? Send a text 32665 to like McClellanville to be updated with local news and events every day. Something like that. And you don't have to explain to them that it's related to Facebook or any of these things. If they get there, it's going to prompt them for their Facebook account, and if they're not Facebook users, then they'll leave or whatever. So not really that big of a deal. Now, once you've created that that name, you're going to be taken to. Hold on, John's got a question. Will those update be sent via text? Yes, it's sending. It's a SMS, which is text subscription method. Otherwise, anyone can just. I mean, if they want to receive just updates through Facebook, then they would just like it in a traditional manner, and they'll get those updates will appear on their wall in the same old way that you guys are used to with Facebook. So basically the second screen you're going to see once you've filled out this initial step is it's going to go ahead and create your page, and it's going to look just like this. It's going to have the title of your page. This is really small, I know, but it's going to have the title of your page here, and then it's going to have a whole bunch of steps for you to do. You do not have to complete every one of these steps if you don't want to. Okay, I don't do all of them a lot of times. I don't set up my mobile phone to update my fan page because I do things differently with my mobile phone. But there are a couple of key things that you do want to make sure that you do. First of all, you absolutely want to upload an image. The first image that you upload, and it says upload an image, it's got a great link for it, is you can allow to appear in this sidebar for your page. Okay? The dimensions that you want to remember are 180 wide and up to 540 high. You don't have to go as high as 540 if you don't wish to. But you can do some nice things with a taller brokerage. And one of the things that I would or with a taller image. And one of the things that I would recommend is having your brokerage, and it's an image file, so you're not going to type this anywhere. You've got to actually create this on the image somewhere. But I would recommend having your brokerage in that image. So if you're a RE/MAX agent, but the whole page can be set up to be identifying yourself, it's still a good idea to identify RE/MAX associate or whatever, however you want to say it. The other thing with this image to think about is you're going to have to choose 150 by 150 pixels out of this image that's going to become your thumbnail image. Okay, let me show you an example of this. Okay, this is my fan page here, and so this is my image. I don't know exactly how tall it is. It's not a full 540, but I designed this top portion so that I could take a sampling of that to be my thumbnail. Okay, here you can see I've got in well, actually my brokerage symbol basically is this. But if I were a brokerage of another company, let's say I was a Century 21 agent, then I would have all of my information up here. You know, Daniel Bates is a great guy, blah, 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 blah. And then I might say Century 21, you know, of the Carolinas or whatever. Put it down there. And that's not that's not going to be part of my thumbnail, but at least I've gotten it out here where that's part of my advertising now, and nobody can come at me and say, well, he's not identifying himself as, you know, working with so and so appropriately. The next thing that you've got is under your info tab. There's a lot of they've sort of changed things around a little bit, but there's a lot of things that you should fill out. Okay, first of all, I already mentioned city and zip. You should obviously have your contact information. Go ahead and fill out the about. Go ahead and fill out the description and the general information. I can't tell you what to write in there. It really doesn't matter a whole lot because most people aren't jumping over to these info tabs on a regular basis. But absolutely put your website in there. And if you put it in the standard sort of HTTP file format, so if you actually put out there HTTP something like this, then that will automatically become a hyperlink. But if you do it like this, it's not going to, okay? Or even this, that's not going to be a hyperlink. So you need to go ahead and make sure you put it in with the full URL. And then finally, before you start promoting this, and again, there's other steps in here. I'm not going to go over invite your friends, tell your fans, post status updates. It really walks you through each of these steps. But before you start doing anything else, like inviting your friends, I personally think that you should go ahead and start writing a couple of updates, okay? You're basically giving people a taste of the type of content that you're going to be writing. I can't stand it when somebody suggests a new page to me and they haven't written word one on that new page. I'm not going to like it yet because I don't know what I'm signing up for. Now, true, if it's something that I don't like, it's not that hard to either block it or unlike it, but it's just an extra step for me. So before I say yes to anything, I go ahead and go and check out what sort of things that page is writing about and look at their wall, because that wall is going to be added to my feed, and I don't need anything else in my feed. I'm probably subscribing to about 200 fan pages right now and have 300 something friends that are also yapping at me. And so that's a lot of content for me to sort of weed through every day, and I don't want to add anything else to it unless I think that it's really important. Damon asks, all that info box data is changeable, and it absolutely is. This, you can edit it every day if you want. And so really, again, the only thing that would seemingly be locked in at this point is the fan page title after you get 100 fans. And you know, that's its current Facebook rules. If Facebook decides to change things tomorrow and make those permanent all the way, then let you be warned, because I can't control what Facebook changes, and they do change stuff a whole lot. It's sort of frustrating to a lot of people when they're changing privacy settings and all these things. So anyway, so that's the first things that you need to do, and then you can go ahead, once you've written a couple of posts on there, now you can go ahead and invite your friends and things like that. You can put a widget up on your website, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's talk about some other things that you might want to do. And this has actually changed a little bit. I didn't have time to switch this slide out, but go into the privacy settings. Let me just take us live to this to the site here. Okay, so on the basically sort of the back end of your website, when you tell it that you want to edit your website, you've got, this is what you're going to be looking at. The basic profile is what I was talking about earlier, where you've got website information, profile picture. Excuse me, what was I actually looking for? Oh, privacy. Um, Yes, gosh, maybe it's on the home page now. Oh, I think I just saw it. Sorry. Okay, so now you've got these two tabs which everybody can access. But what I was looking for was manage permissions. Okay, and I think it'll ask you this immediately. But you've got some permissions in here that you can set up. I would recommend allowing everybody to post on your wall, allowing users to add photos, allowing users to add videos. If you don't like what they post, then you can ban them from your website. So that takes care of spammers. I am not afraid to mark someone as spam and then remove and ban their content from my website. I do it all the time, and it's just what people should do in order to keep spam off of their website, because spam breeds more spam. If people go on your website and see that they can leave spam, then they're going to go leave more spam. So you've got some other options in here. Profanity block list. I'm not really concerned with that kind of stuff. If somebody just started ranting, then I could block them as well. And this part's no longer relevant. So let's talk about what a lot of people are really concerned with is this idea of spending money on having somebody set up sort of like these extra, they used to be called tabs. Nobody's really come up with a new name for them, but what we're talking about is these additional pages, additional to wall and info. You've got things like, for instance, I have one called welcome. Okay, this is what everybody sees when they come first to my site, and this is just simply an image that I created that I've added on here. I did this through FBML, which is way too complex for me to get into this class, but luckily there's a new solution for doing things like this. And the first thing that I would tell people, though, before you worry about how important this is, people are going to see this more often than not. People see this one time in the history of your page. They see it the first time they come to your website. Now, it can absolutely increase the chances that somebody's going to like it, because we did this on the Real Estate Tomato, and it's had a very positive effect. We sort of dangle a little carrot where it says, we only share our information with people who are fans of our page, and then you click like, and you're able to access our next free class. So if you've got something to offer people, like a free ebook or something, then absolutely, it might be worth doing this. But this is not a necessary step of Facebook. Facebook is about the content that you're publishing on a daily basis, and if you're publishing good information, then people are going to like you. Okay. But there is a new product that I do want to sort of throw out there. If you go to assemblyline.lejour.com, they will allow you to create a single page that looks however you want. Let me see if I can remember. Oh yeah, I did one for this website, this page here. So this was just a really quick one I did to show you an example. But basically it allowed me to throw a video in here. This is a video. And then I was able to put some information and put some clickable links and all sorts of things like that for this rental website rental home that I've got. And so you can do it didn't take any amazing skills that I have. In fact, I'm not 100% pleased with that. I just really threw it up there as a demonstration. But again, I'm going to send that link out to you guys. You no longer need to know FBML is the bottom line, and you don't have to pay somebody $1 million or even $200 to design a custom tabs for you. The things that I'm really not, I really feel are almost, not only are they not necessary, but really what point do they serve, is when people are adding things like the ability to search MLS and things like that. That's fine if you want to put a link that says, search all homes or whatever, but trying to build in, all sorts of crazy things that's not what Facebook is about, you're really just spinning your wheels. Think about how people use Facebook and try to customize your page for that, okay? There is a See My Listings widget or app For Facebook, I assume that it still works. I haven't used it since the new